Heart of Gourmet Savory, a place where food calls home. We are doing this event collaboration with Singapore Food Festival, so you can come in and experience cultural exotism and flavors from all walks of food and entertainment throughout this 6 day of food trip, which will be broken down within the 2 weekends, so that we can journey into the unique culinary experience with exquisite wild wine experience. This is a place where food actually can call home. So in a signature event concept, together with the many great minds and skills behind every saliva drooling food from all walks of culinary places, Singapore Tourism Board is aiming to bring in a fusion of two countries within Singapore and Australia with a 6 day tour called the Gourmet Savory, created with mixed elements from these two countries incorporated in the tour. So it will be held within 2 weekends in the December month on the 7th to the 9th of December and 14th to the 16th of December, just before Savour Gourmet is being held before Christmas, so that people will have a clear memory of how Singapore Food Festival was held and is ready to get into the Christmas mood in the incoming week. So held across these 2 weekend spans to cater to all ages, the event will be held at Marina Barrage, not only using the grass field for entertainment and game segment, but also around this the design center for cosplay section and stall set up for food and wine tasting segment. So now the theme for this event itself is the Heart of Gourmet Savory. The program itself, each attendee will be given food passport for them to actually collect stamps throughout this exciting segment of the event, where they can partake in the event itself and then collect the stamps and be able to win an ultimate prize if they are able to win it in the end. So looking at the program lineup schedule itself, on day one itself, gourmet food culture exhibit with culinary skills by local talent chefs, and then there's a gourmet food culture exhibit where the renowned chefs, be it retired or still on job, will be invited to showcase their delicate fine honed skills on specialty food. So for international visitors such as our dear Australians to try and indulge in the flavors of our culture. Now come down to day 2, Gourmet Food Stall Grand Showdown, where there is a cosplay talent performance, where public cosplayers and renowned cosplayers from either Japan, Singapore and Australia will be invited to showcase their talent in the art of cosplay, so as a good gesture to expose other culture to Australians as being the main group to be invited. So next we move on to the culinary gourmet skill showcase with wine tasting sessions. So various wines from different parts of the world will be available on site to be open to the public for actually wine tasting, alongside with the gourmet food stalls in preparation of food. Now moving on to day 3, a gourmet chef mini competition hunt with the public. So this food treasure hunt will actually include with food prizes from vouchers and coupons and other prizes like Apple products, and not to mention a grand prize of a holiday trip for 2 will be available upon completing the hunt and competing out for the grand prize itself. So on day 4 itself, there will be an Aussie food market where specialty cuisine from all corners of Australia will be available on site from all the stalls, and then together with Michelin star food, which is located in Australia itself, we'll be partaking this festival itself, so as to attract all international students and allow locals to have a taste of how Australian food actually tastes like. There will be a charge for adult students and child, and family packages to be utilized, so that this amount will be actually catered to manage the store expenses and the store and the place rental itself. So local gourmet festival, which will be held in the second half of the day, there will be local gourmet cuisines, where like how this Singapore Food Festival and Michelin Food Festival actually was being held, where young talent chefs actually build a business to a success to now. They will be the ones that showcasing their skills and allowing the public to actually taste the food from all walks of corner of life. Supplies from international areas will also be available for sale to bring back home for the visitors, such as expensive like caviar for champagne or this, which is not locally available in Singapore, will be available on the day itself. So moving on to day 5, we have a rare wine auction where exquisite levels of different status of wine will be available on the day for auction itself, and mid-level entry will be for sale to those public who do not wish to partake the auction but will be very much interested in other types of wine. Different wine vendors will also be will be able to be brought in to sell more of their stock than the previous session, so they have a wide variety on availability. So for this, facilities will be provided for the vendors itself, and retailers and private sellers will be charged a small portion of presence fee for doing business at Marina Barrage. In completion to a cosplay competition, they'll be able to complement with dine-in with Aussie gourmet food. So on the day itself, performers for cosplay will enter a competition to have a showdown in a cosplay walkway and be judged with a panel of judges who are invited renowned cosplayer guests. And at the same time, the public who are indulging in authentic Aussie gourmet food will be available for consumption on the day itself. Last but not least, the last day, which local Australian band artist performance will be infusing classical and modern styles by talented performers from all corners of Australia and Singapore. Celebrities will be invited to attend this concert. Inclusive.
Now I'm gonna talk about our unique selling point. We have 4 unique selling points. The first one is the different activities that we put in our food festival. The first activity that we plan to have is the cosplay show. So in the cosplay, customers, they act to their favorite characters, maybe in a movie, in a manga, or in cartoon, anything. And then they're gonna to search the food at the food festival that the characters like to eat, and then take the picture with the food and themselves as well, upload to the website, and they might get a surprise for that. The second event that we put is the wine festival, because I think the Australians, they love drinking, they have a very deep drinking culture, so they might be interested in the wine. Maybe some Australians, they are not interested in food, but I think the wine expo might catch their eyes. And the third unique point is our venue location. The food festival will be celebrated in the Marines Park, which is the most famous tourist point in Singapore. And the fourth unique selling point is the meaning for our food festival. Because for our food festival, it's like a stage for Singaporeans, Australians, or other country peoples. They get a stage to exchange their food culture or something. And the cosplay show also can promote the family relationships and to get a more harmonious society from this event. And next part that I'm gonna to take about is the creative strategy. So our main soul for our food festival is to exchange the stage of the food culture and to enrich the whole activity, that we also arrange a wine exposition and cosplay. And our appeal is not only helps to deepen the culture between Singapore or Australians, but all over the world. So people, they can get the knowledge from our festival as well, and they can try a lot of like new things that can make them feel curious, and I think they also can get attracted by that. So the benefit for our food festival is a very long-term one. So it not only attracts Australian tourists, but also a certain attraction of Singaporean, I mean the local people or the people from other countries, because this is an international activity and the society is globalized now. So therefore, as a destination, Singapore has already a very good word of mouth that for the unique nations in together. And so the food festival will surely bring the considerable economic benefits to Singapore as well. In addition, this food festival provides a foundation of the social harmony and has a positive impact of that. And for our branding, we hope to integrate the harmony, the happiness, and every good things into our festival. This will be an unforgettable memory for all the customers who come to our festival as well. Not only to attract the Australians, but also to make all visitors feel satisfied and happy.
There are IMC programs in our signature event. First, we will discuss some of the advertising. For our event advertising, we will focus on these 2 countries, which are Singapore and Australia. We will put our advertisement in the newspaper, radio, poster, flyer, and brochures. In particular, for the poster design, we will put our event poster at the popular website in Singapore and Australia. It can attract more people to come to our event. Also, we will try to put it in the airport, bus station, and MRT station, which can let more tourists better know our events.
For the second part of IMC program, we will talk about the digital advertising and communications, which is including social media, as we during the International Food Festival are able to attract more Australians who combine cosplay and wine tasting. At the first part, I will give the idea about what is digital advertising, and then for the promotion, for the cosplay part, we will use Facebook to promote our event, and for wine tasting, we will use YouTube to promote it.
So, public relation is also an important part of our marketing, through which we're intended to promote two of our events. The first one is the foodie cosplay event, and the second one is wine tasting event. Both of them will be occurred during the Singapore Food Festival period. So for both of the events, we're intended to build up the image of freshness and friendship to encourage our Australian friends travel to our region. Well, we want them to receive our image that we're intended to help them find their own kinds, which share the same hobbies with them during the holding of the event, and which will make the journey more interesting and unexpected like ever before. So we believe that bloggers will be very useful and powerful tool to help us build up our image, and also the Twitter and Facebook could be used to build up our official site, to release our videos, to show people our upcoming progress about our event preparation. Well, that's the main point of the public relation.
For the customer promotion and the travel treat, the main place for putting up the promotion were in Marina Bay Sands, Orchard Road, and Changi Airport, because those places have a lot of tourists, which can promote more people to join the event. Then, for local residents, organizers can join some local sponsors in Singapore to attract tourists through some discount or activities. For example, in Singapore, it can be combined with SMRT company to attract and influence customers to understand and know our activity by specially designed limited easy link cards with wine or food as its theme. For Australian tourists, we will cooperate with some air company to offer discount ticket or return ticket for plane from Australia to Singapore. Also, we will cooperating with Booking, Agoda, Airbnb, and other hotel reservation websites to promote visitors offering Marina Bay Sands Singapore Hotel will get discount or free breakfast.